Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2026 World Cup. It has finally started, and the first game week has just ended. In this video, we are going to go through all the matches and see how everything has played out and do some sort of discussion for almost every match, if not all of them. So yeah, what do you think about the World Cup so far? How have you found the experience? Are you watching it live? Are you watching it at your home, probably with your mates, family, and so on? Yeah, let me know how your countries are doing and what do you think of their game so far, and every other game, if you have watched any other ones. And if your country hasn't qualified, then let me know down in the comments below who are you rooting for and who are you hate watching? Because I have some hate watches, and I also have some countries that I'm rooting for, because of course my country didn't qualify. And yeah, let's move on. So, first off, it is Group A. We have Group A. And we have Mexico, South Korea, Czechia, and South Africa. We had the World Cup opener, which was Mexico against South Africa. It was such a crazy such a crazy match, where Mexico scored in the 9th minute with Quinones, Lira with the assist, then Sithole. I'm gonna have to be very careful with that last name. Sithole got a red card in the 49th minute. And as you can see right here, there were two more red cards. The game was just crazy. For a World Cup opener, this might be one of the craziest ones we've had. 3 red cards. But yeah, Mexico looked really solid. As I mentioned, scoring in the 9th minute, then Raul Jimenez scoring. I believe his father passed away 2 or 3 months before the World Cup started. Yeah, something like that, if I'm not mistaken. So, of course, it was a very emotional moment for him. Overall, Mexico looked really solid. I loved the way they played. Here we have some of the stats. Expected goals 1.46, 4 shots on target, 5 block shots. So they were leading with the possession. They just looked better than South Africa in almost every aspect. So yeah, I'm not really surprised that Mexico won. One of the hosts won. I think they are the favorites in this group. If we look at the group, they are currently first. I think this is how the group will end: Mexico, South Korea, Czechia, and South Africa. I can't really say I have any surprises in this group, unfortunately. I don't think Czechia or South Africa are good enough to go through via the first and second place, but we never know. Third place is still a thing, so that will be a very interesting battle, especially considering how the other group matches have played out in the first game week. But yeah, congratulations to Mexico. I believe they are the clear favorites in this group. A bit disappointing by South Africa, but I do believe that they can bounce back in the other games. And every time I think of South Africa, I think of Chabalala in the 2010 World Cup and the Vuvuzelas. Yeah, that was an amazing World Cup. But yeah, this was the first game of the World Cup. It was a great opener. It had everything. It had goals, drama, red cards. We love that. So yeah, congratulations to Mexico. The second game was South Korea against Czechia, and everything looked set in stone for Czechia to be grabbing the third points? No, the 3 points. But then South Korean magic happened. Lee Kang-in with the assist, and Beom, it's probably Beom, not Beom. But yeah, apologies for my pronouncing mistakes. I'm not South Korean. I will try my best. But yeah, South Korea came back. They won 80th minute winner by Hyungyu. That was great. I genuinely expected South Korea to win this game, even though a lot of people would have probably been like, "Oh, but it's Czechia. They are a European team. Obviously, they have the upper hand against South Korea." I didn't think so. I thought South Korea would win, and in the end, my prediction came right. This is the lineups. Patrick Schick was playing, Sulch, Hmm, Kovar, Zeleny, Krejci. Yeah, honestly, if I look at the Czechia lineup, I don't really see any surprises. Maybe Adam Lojek, but then again, who would you? Hmm. Yeah, maybe I would play Lojek, but apart from that, I think they play their best team. I genuinely believe so. Yeah, and South Korea also play their best team. Hyungmin Son up top. He didn't get to do much in this game, but still, it is very, very good for South Korea, a deserved result, and that puts them second place. I think they will finish second. I think they could possibly pull out a draw against Mexico. I don't think they will defeat Mexico, so second place is what I'm gonna give Mexico, and at the same time, I don't think Czechia can defeat Mexico. I think the absolute best that Czechia can do is get second place. But yeah, so far, I think the two countries that I had in my mind to go through from this group have done well. So yeah, these are once again the standings of Group A, and then we move up or down, however you want to say it, to the peaceful group. The absolute peaceful group where we had Switzerland, Canada, Qatar, and Bosnia and Herzegovina. We're gonna start with the Qatar and Switzerland game. This was such a big moment for Qatar. Uh, yeah, them scoring in the 94th minute, and this being only the second time I believe that they have scored in a World Cup. Obviously, they were the hosts of the last World Cup, which was a brilliant World Cup, by the way. The hosting was great, unlike this one where we have seen a lot of problems with a lot of different teams, especially with Iran players. Then the Somalian referee, I don't remember his name, but yeah, him not being accepted into USA. It's been just chaos everywhere. But yeah, so far everything has looked good. Switzerland going up 1-0 with a penalty, and then the last minute of the game, Qatar equalizing. It was unexpected. Everyone believed Switzerland to be the favorites, but of course, Switzerland were going to struggle because of one reason and one reason only. I'm gonna give you 3 seconds to comment the reason down below because I'm pretty sure a lot of you will know it. Okay, the reason they struggled is because Big Shaq is not there. Obviously, he doesn't play for the national team anymore. Jerdan Shaqiri doesn't play anymore for Switzerland, and you can see how much they miss him. Overall, it's still a great team. Denis Zakaria at right back, he is a CDM. We know that very well. Out of position, but that's fine. Granit Xhaka was solid. Overall, I can't really say that Switzerland weren't good in the game. It was more of Qatar being the surprise. And if we look at the table, Switzerland, Qatar, Canada, Bosnia and Herzegovina, we can't really say much about who's going through and who not. Genuinely, I thought that Switzerland would be first and Bosnia would be second, with Canada being third and Qatar not making it through, unfortunately. I think that will still stand. Canada and Bosnia, I believe, will have a great battle as to who will get second place, but probably Switzerland are the favorites of finishing first. But considering how the first game week went, then you never know. This group could have more surprises. If Qatar make it through, that would be absolutely insane. Then we have the second game. Actually, I think this might have been the first game, but yeah, it doesn't matter. The second game that I'm reviewing of Group B, which is Canada, one of the three hosts of the World Cup, and Bosnia. This ended in 1-1 with Bosnia taking the lead by Lukic's goal in the 21st minute with an assist from Sead Kolasinac, and then Canada equalizing in the 78th minute. Honestly, I expected a bit better, if I'm completely honest, from both sides. It's not that they were disappointing, I just expected more quality in their football. But still, it was a pretty good game. Canada had most of the possession. Bosnia got the lead early on. Honestly, I thought this would be a very cagey game. I thought Bosnia would manage to sneak out a victory towards the end of the game, but it didn't happen that way. It was a 1-1 draw. I guess I don't know if I would say both sides walked out happy with the result, but still it's better than losing, and considering the other game ended in a draw, 1-1 is absolutely not the end of the world for either of these sides. I think both of them will go through. Uh, Obviously, because the third place can still go through. And in this group, I think there is a big difference between Canada, Switzerland, and Bosnia and Qatar. So, obviously, it was a very nice surprise to see Qatar grabbing a point against the favorites of the group. But I still think, I don't know, it seems like that's all Qatar will get. So, probably second and third place will have 4 points each, which would basically almost guarantee the third place go through to the playoffs. But yeah, this was the result. Overall, the peaceful group, as I call it, because everyone shared a point. But can they do better? Can Switzerland do better? Absolutely. I expect them to win both their remaining games, but they will probably get one win and one draw, which again wouldn't surprise me. Still, Switzerland should be favorites. If they don't make it out of this group, then that's gonna be a big disappointment. No big shack, no party for Switzerland. And we move on to Group C. This was the first game, I believe. Brazil against Morocco. This was an incredible game, to be honest. Uh, I, I don't know. It was very tough. Like Brahim Diaz, that assist from Diaz was incredible. Saibari scoring for Morocco, giving them the lead, and just 11 minutes later, Vinicius Junior equalizing with an assist from Bruno Guimaraes. This match was great, very lackluster from Brazil, but overall a great match. And well, I say very lackluster from Brazil, but the real lackluster thing from Brazil was this man right here. I don't know if you can see my cursor, but if you can't, then I'm hovering over Rafinha. This was so disappointing from Rafinha. It was actually insane. Like, he had such a bad game. He's the first one that stands out in terms of a bad game in this squad, and the second one is Igor Thiago. Having such a great season in the Premier League and then playing for Brazil. It's almost as if he was playing in League One in England. Like, oh my god, what happened to him? Then obviously we had the subs: Oliveira, Enrique, Mateus Cunha, Danilo, who I think should have started instead of Ibanez. So I think in the second game we will have Danilo start. But yeah, overall, I don't know. It had the game overall had good quality. Like Brahim Diaz, insane. Buadi, very good. Hakimi as well. But yeah, Mazraoui was really, really good for as long as he was on. So yeah, even playing out of position because he is a right back. I think Morocco are very happy with the result. 1-1, not bad at all. Obviously, Brazil are the favorites in this group, considering the other two are Haiti and Scotland. But yeah, a bit of well, I don't know. I want to say a surprising result, but Brazil haven't really looked very convincing. Like they got Carlo Ancelotti, and sure, they have looked better under Carlo Ancelotti than previously, but still not very convincing. Still think they will top the group or at least finish second. I don't think they're getting third place. It's crazy to think a team of this caliber to get third place. But yeah, I think Brazil will win their remaining two games and go through unless Scotland can pull off some crazy magic. And speaking about Scotland, the expected result against Haiti, they won. Well, I say the expected result, I mean the expected result in terms of winning the game. I thought Scotland would score at least 3 goals this game, but that's fine. John McGinn scored early on. Scotland got the victory. It was a really, really good victory for Scotland. They absolutely deserved it. As for the lineup, I don't really have any complaints. I think it was pretty good. Would I have started anyone else? Hmm. I don't think so, no. You could make an argument about Tierney over Robertson, but nah, I don't think so. I think this is their set on stone starting lineup. Uh, this is how they will play for the rest of this tournament, unless injuries happen. But yeah, I think Scotland are. Uh, I want to say they will finish second place, but Morocco will be a tough game. Like they got out the easy game first, so and yeah, Morocco and Brazil drew, so it's a bit hard to predict because let's say Scotland have beaten Morocco or Brazil, then I would say that yes, absolutely, they are getting second place. But they got the easy game out of the way. Next up, they have Morocco and Brazil. That's going to be tough. Currently, as it stands, I don't know. I don't know if they will get second place. I mean, hey, for as much as I know they could finish first, absolutely. It is Scotland. They have decent quality in their players, decent quality in their game plan, but still a very tough group. We have the AFCON winners in Morocco. We have Brazil, who are the clear favorites in this group. I think Brazil will top the group. And as for Scotland and Morocco, I think that's going to be very tough to predict. Genuinely. I just I can't see Brazil like Rafinha and Igor Thiago being as bad in their next two games as they were against Morocco. Like genuinely. And Neymar will be back, I think. No? Wait, let me check. Uh, yeah, see, one less player because Neymar is injured. So if Neymar will be back, then I don't think Igor Thiago plays. Not with his performance. I think Neymar plays up top. Or Endrick. And we can have Rafinha. Actually, with that performance, I don't know if I would start Rafinha either. But Carlo probably will. Like it will be Neymar, Rafinha here instead of Lucas Paqueta, Vini, and Endrick. Yeah, I believe Endrick deserves to start the next game. Genuinely. I think he brings to the Brazil attack something that they lack. So he definitely deserves to start. I don't really have any complaints about the rest of the team. It was unfortunate that their left back, I believe it was, got injured in the friendly. So yeah, I think Danilo should start ahead of Roger Ibanez, but that's about it. And next game, if I am Don Carlo, I'm definitely starting Hendrick. I think Brazil win their next two games, top the group with 7 points. And yeah, everything depends on Morocco and Scotland in their game. Is it the next game? Let me check. So, fixtures. Yeah, it is the next game. Scotland, Morocco. This is gonna be a tough one though. A very, very tough one. I don't know. I really don't know. I think Morocco have more quality than Scotland. And they did really well by getting a point against Brazil. So I'm gonna say Morocco finish second and Scotland go through with the third place finish. That's what I'm gonna say. Either way, I believe all three teams will go through. I don't think Haiti will get even 1 point. Sorry for all the Haitians watching, if there are any. But yeah, this was Group C. Next up, we have the group. I see. Whenever I see this result, I'm like, wow, that's so disappointing. I believe the first game was this one. So yeah, we had USA absolutely dismantling Paraguay, Bobadilla with an own goal, then Balogun with a double, and Giovanni Reina to absolutely kill the game off. This was just incredible from a USA point of view. Like, they just were great. I think Pochettino had a great game plan heading in this game. Unfortunately, Paraguay couldn't do much. I think Paraguay have a pretty decent squad. I mean, they have Bobadilla, they have Sanabria, Enciso, Almiron, they have Alderete. Like, still, I think they have a pretty good squad. I thought at best this would be a draw. Like, I still had USA winning, but a much closer game than what it ended as. 4-1. This was just a masterclass from Pochettino. Genuinely, one of the hosts going through. This was great. I think. Well, I'd like to think that with this result, USA will be first, but we go here and we had this. My favorites, and I think everybody in the world's favorites to top the group, apart from Americans. They obviously barely know anything about football, so they had USA winning the whole World Cup, let alone topping the group. But yeah, this was just incredible. Look, just look. This game was 72% possession. You know what this game reminded me of? This game reminded me of Celtic against Barcelona, which was the 1-0 victory, if you remember the game. Uh, let's see. It's gonna be somewhere here. Yeah, one win. Can I click on here to see the only win? No. It should be here. Yes, this game. This is what that game reminded me of. This game right here. though. No, it's a 1-0 win for Barcelona. What am I doing? I'm so stupid. Where is it? I swear it is a Celtic game. Am I thinking of someone else? No, because no, it's this one. See, I saw this one and then I clicked this one and I'm like, wait, that's not it. But yeah, it reminded me of this game. Like genuinely, look, 73% possession, 27% possession, 2 goals, 4 attempts on target. Shots on target 8, 4. And we had this doesn't show everything that live score shows. But still, like when I was watching this game, this is what I got reminded of. It was just crazy. And Barcelona had to score in the 91st minute. But yeah, I had flashbacks of that game. Like the goalkeeper, wow. Incredible. Boss was really good. Metcalf was really good. Overall, Australia were really good. They set up in a great way to just stop Turkey. I think a much deserved result. Very disappointing for Turkey. I didn't think Turkey would drop a single point in this group. Australia, Paraguay, USA. Yeah, I didn't think they would drop a single point. Their next game is against Paraguay. Now, if they play it like if it plays out like this one, then Turkey won't go through. But I think Turkey will win the remaining 2 games. And I'm gonna predict something else here. Because the next game of Australia is USA, and I'm going to predict that Australia will beat USA. This is my prediction. I think USA get 3rd place. Australia finish top of the group, and Turkey gets seconds. So to all my Aussies out there, I think you will top your group. After that performance against Turkey, I wholeheartedly believe in you. Yeah, that is my prediction. This is not what I had. I had Turkey first, USA second, Australia and Paraguay fighting for the 3rd place. But after that result, I think Australia tops the group because this is a big result. It's not just Australia beating Paraguay or Australia managing to beat USA. No, they defeated the very favorites in Turkey. Hey, Turkey could be considered dark horses of the World Cup. And then, well, I think this group didn't have any surprises, if I'm completely honest with you. I don't need to speak much about this game. Well, I don't need to speak much about Germany. Congratulations to Curacao. I don't know how to say the name. I'm so sorry, but very much congratulations to getting your goal. Everything about them is just so wholesome. I hope, hey, if anything, I hope they score goals in all 3 of the group games. So they scored against Germany, 2 more to go. I hope they can score in all 3 of them. Nmecha scored, Schlotterbeck, Havertz, Musiala, Brown, Undav, Havertz again. This was a dismantling by Germany. They are the clear favorites. They always score goals and goals and goals in every World Cup. This is exactly how the group will end. I don't know if Ecuador will go through because they have to play against Germany, and Germany will probably put 4 past them. Ivory Coast, I think, will finish with 6 points. Ecuador will have 3. But based on the goal difference that Ecuador will have, it will be a bit tough to say that they will go through. But yeah, this is the group where I don't have to speak a lot about because the favorites won, and not only did they win, they looked so convincing that if we judge on game week 1 only, you would say that Germany would win the World Cup. So yeah, I'm not going to talk much about this game. Then we have the other game. We had Ivory Coast with Amad Diallo scoring in the 90th minute. Everything looked like it was going to end 0-0. both teams sharing a point, and then Amad Diallo with an assist from Singo, he scores. Overall, both, hmm, I want to say both sides were pretty equal. Yeah, 48% possession, 52 expected goals 1.5 to 1.01, 8 shots total, 4 on target, so more clinical by the Ivorians, but overall, I don't know. I think I would say a deserved result, but I wouldn't have been surprised if it went the other way. As I said, I think Ivory Coast will get second place with 6 points. I think they will obviously lose against Germany, so that's a given. But yeah, I think that's exactly how the group will end. Just like this: Germany, Ivory Coast, Ecuador, and unfortunately, Curacao. I don't know how to say it again. Sorry, fourth place. Now we move on to Group F, and we're just less than halfway done. So, we had Sweden destroying Tunisia. We had Ayari, Isak, Gyökeres, Svanberg, and Ayari again. Rekik scored, Hannibal Mabry with the assists. I want to say as expected, but I didn't expect Sweden to score 5, especially after their qualifiers performance in the group stages. They shouldn't even be at this World Cup. Genuinely, I don't agree with Sweden being here. They finished 4th in their group, and they are still here. It's very undeserving, but still, it is what it is. I don't make the rules. Uh, See, I would have had Netherlands, Sweden, and Japan in that order. Netherlands drawing against Japan. And next up, they face Sweden. I think they beat Sweden. I think they have way more quality than Sweden in almost everywhere but the attack. Because obviously Isak and Gyökeres, but at the same time, you would say Netherlands have more quality in the attack because Gyökeres and Isak have been awful the whole season. But you never know. It is the World Cup. I still think Netherlands will top the group with 7 points. I don't think they lose a single game in this group. I think Sweden. Hmm. Again, Sweden got the easy game out of the way, so it's a bit tough. It's just like the Brazil and Morocco and Scotland. Like Scotland got the easy game out of the way with a much worse result than Sweden. It was only 1-0. So yeah, realistically, I had Netherlands finishing first, Japan second, and Sweden third. I think that's still how it will play out because I think Japan will defeat Tunisia, and I think Netherlands will defeat Sweden, and then it will come out to the third game of the group, which honestly I believe will end in a draw. So I think Netherlands and Japan will go undefeated in this group, with Netherlands having 7 points, Japan having 5, and Sweden having 4, which will obviously put them through because I don't think they will lose 4-0 or 5-0 or something crazy like that against Netherlands. I think it will be a much closer game, maybe like 3-2, 2-1, 3-1, something like that. So yeah, I think Sweden will go through as the third place team, Japan second, and Netherlands first. Yeah, we had this game. Virgil van Dijk scoring, Somerville, Nakamura, and Daichi Kamada rescuing a point for Japan in the 89th minute. You know, every time I see a Japan game, I remember the game against Belgium when they were winning and they lost. Belgium versus Japan. It was a World Cup, I believe, in obviously a World Cup. I wanted to say the 2018 World Cup, but I just said World Cup. Yeah, they were winning 2-0 and then the 95th minute, Chadley. Yeah, this was heartbreaking, genuinely. I was really rooting for Japan. Belgium at the time were the number 1 team in the world, if I'm not mistaken, or second, something like that. Everyone was big on this Belgium hype. They didn't do much, but yeah, like going 2-0 up, it was really, really sad to see them go through. And They even cleaned everything, like the Japanese people. It was beautiful. Honestly, they deserve to go further. But yeah, overall, uh, I thought Netherlands would win by a close result, like a 1-0 or a 2-1, because I think Japan have a really good squad, a really good game plan. Like if we look at the lineups, this was a really good starting lineup by Coleman. Yeah, Ronald Koeman. As for Japan, yeah, no, this is, yeah, I mean, you could make an argument about Tomiyasu, but honestly, maybe Ito, because I think both Itos are very good. Suzuki was great, Zion Suzuki. But yeah, overall, I think it's deserved. The 2-2 is deserved. I think they both will go through to the next stage. And yeah, let's see, who does Sweden have next again? Yeah, Netherlands. So Japan, Tunisia. I think Japan and Netherlands will be the victors of their next games. Their next game. Then we move on to probably my favorite game in the World Cup. Actually, they were both amazing games, but this, oh my god. Cape Verde and Vozinha, man of the match, right here. Incredible. This guy, yeah, he's 40. 40 years old. This is just. He plays for Chavez in Portugal. I just. Wow. This was incredible. Genuinely. I was. I was looking at this game and I'm just like, wow, this guy just, with every save that he made, I just was like, I hope he doesn't concede because he really deserves this clean sheet. And if you play career mode and you do like lower rated teams, like maybe League 2 or League 1 or something like that, then you're most likely signing Vozinha, you're most likely signing Lopez, Duarte, because they are free agents. So you know these players, and I knew these players very well. Obviously because of career mode, but still, because I always sign Cape Verde uh, free agents. Because Vozinha is like, I don't know, I don't remember his rating, but it's pretty decent for like if you get a League 2 team or a League 1, and then the others are like in the 70s. I believe Lopez is like 73 or 71, something like that, which is pretty good. But yeah, congratulations to Cape Verde. Next up, they have Saudi Arabia. I think that will also end in a draw, so that will be 2 points. And then we move on to Spain. This, I don't understand this. Why is this guy playing? First of all, why was he called up? Why? Genuinely, why? This is the reason he was called up. Right here. This, Barcelona. 11 matches! The whole season, 11 matches in the league. And he was called up. Nah, Spain deserved to not make it through. Genuinely. Not only do you call him up, you proceed to start him ahead of someone like Lamine Yamal, ahead of Nico Williams. Not only do you start him, you also start Ferran Torres. You have Yamal and Williams on the bench. And you're going with these two as your starters. Luis de la Fuente loves Barcelona so much that he will not start his best players. Him! Him! Sure, I understand not starting Lamine Yamal because, oh, it's Cape Verde. You have Nico Williams, Ferran Torres, Oyarzabal. You know what? If that was the starting front three, I'd be like, sure, you want to rest Lamine Yamal, but at the same time, that's very egoistical of you. Because you think you're just, oh, the best team in the world, so no one can stand up to us. Well, they fucking did, and he fucking did. And you deserve this because this guy missed every single chance. This guy was awful. He shouldn't even be here. Gavi shouldn't even start any game. He shouldn't even make it out of the bench, let alone start. Have you seen how many chances this guy missed? Cucurella created 2 clean chances for Ferran Torres, and he missed both. You know what? Vozinha, you are brilliant. I hope the other goalkeepers will do the exact same thing to Spain because of these stupid decisions by De La Fuente. Genuinely. You have much better players, and you start with this and this. And even Oyarzabal, he was awful. Did he even have a single touch? Is there a way for me to check if Oyarzabal had a single touch in that game? Stats. No, I need the app. Uh, did Oyarzabal... Oh boy. Yeah, I knew I would mess up his name. Have a touch against Cape Verde? Because I don't remember him touching the ball. Yeah, did not touch a ball for the first 30 minutes of the match. The first player since 1966 to go the first half of a World Cup without a single touch. Even Lukaku wasn't this bad. Honestly, how can you be this bad? I don't know. I'm so pissed off by Spain. Like, I'm mostly pissed off by this guy, Luis de la Fuente. Gavi Torres shouldn't be starting here. It should be Lamine Yamal. It should be Nico Williams. And the starting striker should actually be Borja Iglesias. Because that's what they need up front. They need a target man. No one in the Spain squad is a target man. No one apart from Borja Iglesias. Like, why? Just why? I don't get it. But yeah, Spain deserves this. And if I see this guy and this guy again in the second match, then Spain deserves to not go through. Okay, moving on to the next game. We have Saudi Arabia against Uruguay. I believe Fede Valverde was the man of the match in this game. Saudi Arabia were great. A bit disappointed by Uruguay. But considering how the other game went, which, yeah, it was the first game of the group, yeah, I would be very disappointed actually if I'm Uruguay after seeing Spain fail to win. I would be very disappointed to walk out with a point against Saudi Arabia. But then again, even in the last World Cup, Saudi Arabia defeated Argentina 2-1. So we can't sleep on them. But still, I think Uruguay have the quality. Like, look, Muslera is still their starting goalkeeper. That's crazy. Cáceres, Oliveira, Jimenez didn't start. I would say surprising, but that would be simply because of who he is, like the name, Jose Maria Jimenez. He didn't have a good season with Atletico, so I'm not surprised. Then we have Viña, Ugarte, Bentancur, Valverde, Viñas, Araujo, and Darwin Núñez. Hmm, I don't know. Still, congratulations to Saudi Arabia. I can't go in on Uruguay the same way I went in on Spain because the coach didn't. I don't know. Yeah, he didn't really make any mistakes. Like Marcelo Bielsa, that's fine. I think Al Owais was great in this game. I think he should have gotten the man of the match, but Valverde got it instead. It is what it is. But this guy was incredible. He made like 8 saves or something like that. Uh, 10 shots on target, and I believe, yeah, no, I'm looking at Uruguay. Oh my god. I was like, wait. Yeah, 10. He faced 10 shots on target and made 9 saves. I think he was really good. But yeah. Next game for Saudi Arabia, Spain. Oh, I hope they destroy Spain. I'm so pissed off because they are the clear favorites to win the whole World Cup. They are the best team in the world, and their biased coach starts Ferran Torres and Gavi ahead of Yamal and Nico Williams, and even Oyarzabal is starting. I don't get it. I don't know. I'm really disappointed with Spain. I think Saudi Arabia can pull off an upset. I don't think they will win, to be honest, but I think they could pull off another draw. Hey, they defeated the world champions 4 years ago, so who says they can't beat Spain? But yeah, so Spain against Saudi Arabia, and we have Cape Verde against Uruguay. Ooh, Cape Verde against Uruguay. Head to heads. Uh, so they've never played before, or what? Because I click head to head, and this isn't showing me any games between these two. Oh, they beat Serbia 3-0. Wow. They won against Finland. Okay. Fair enough. This could be another draw. I wouldn't be surprised. Especially if Vozinha is in that form. But I think Uruguay will win. Still wouldn't be surprised if they pull out a draw. We could have the first 4 games of this group end in a draw, and everyone would be on 2 points. And then the last game will be Uruguay, Spain, and Saudi Arabia, Cape Verde. That would be incredible. But yeah. Oh, this pisses me off so much. Moving on to the next group, again, the peaceful group, which is a bit surprising because Iran is here. Well, to be honest, not their fault for what's going on. So yeah, this was the first game. I believe Iran would have won if not for what USA is doing to them with in the airport and the checks and everything. Like, yeah, it's so messed up. I had Belgium first and Iran second. I I genuinely didn't know who would finish third between these two because I don't think either of them have good enough quality to finish third. I mean, good enough quality to finish second, not third. Sorry. So I don't know. Like, sure, Salah have Egypt. Salah have Egypt. Ugh, you know what I mean. Egypt have Salah, but and Marmoush. Not a quality team overall. And then New Zealand, same with them, but unlike Egypt, they don't really have standout players. Uh, can I think of any New Zealand players? I can think of. Ooh, it's an attacking midfielder. I don't remember his name. Wait. Uh, Is he from New Zealand? Yeah, Bayliss. That's the only. Then, do I know anyone else? I don't think I know anyone else other than Bayliss and Chris Wood. I'm checking to see if I know anyone else. No, genuinely, only Chris Wood and Bayliss. That's all I know. But yeah, uh, disappointing result for Iran, to be honest. We know what's happening with Mehdi Taremi and the rest of the team, like USA. This is very unfair, and I genuinely hope Iran make it through, just because of what's happening to them. No hate to Egypt or New Zealand. I just want Iran to make it through because of what USA is doing to them during this World Cup. Very unfair. Iran deserved to go through. Overall, it was a good game. 2-2. I believe Iran had the upper hand and New Zealand equalized. No, New Zealand had the upper hand and Iran equalized. So I have that the other way around. Yeah, just with 2 goals that we had. Rezayan with a goal and an assist. Mohebi equalizing in the 64th minute. Good game, as I said. Uh, my predictions for this group still stay the same. Belgium first, Iran second, just where they are, and New Zealand and Egypt will battle for third place. Hopefully one of them finishes in 4 points because I would like to see one of these in the playoffs. I think it would be very interesting. So yeah, can't say much about this game. Very disappointed with what the US is doing. Very disappointed with America. Iran deserves better. Next up, Belgium, Egypt. This just. What is Belgium doing? I I don't know, like, you don't have a bad team. You have the greatest goalkeeper in the world, in my opinion, in Thibaut Courtois. Sure, the defense isn't the best. Like, you still play with Thomas Meunier, Timothy Castagne. You have Onana and Tielemans in the midfield. That's a very solid midfield. Then we have Trossard, De Bruyne, Doku, and Charles de Ketelaere. A very good attack. Would I make any other changes? Yes, I would play Seis instead of Munier. Uh, Salamakers had a decent season with AC Milan, but at the same time, this is a good front four, I would say, even though De Bruyne is a midfielder still. He's more on the attacking side, so I would say that's a very good front four. Goalkeeper, you're not going to change anything. Forward, Lukaku. I mean, sure, I guess you could start with Lukaku because I think you need more of a target man up front. I think it would be better for Belgium if they start with Lukaku in their next games. As for anyone else, yeah, it's fine. I mean, Luke Bacchio is a sub, Vanaken is a sub. Yeah, no. It was a disappointing result, but not necessarily a disappointing selection by the coach, by Garcia. Uh, can't really say much about this game other than Belgium was disappointing, and hey, props to Egypt. They almost won the game. Ashur scores early on in the game. Stats wise, it was very, very bland by Belgium. Like, even possession wise, you'd expect Belgium to have 70s or 80s, but no. Egypt put up a fight. I wouldn't be surprised if Egypt go through. Maybe third place. I don't think they'll beat Iran, but third place. Definitely a disappointing group. Well, a disappointing group result for Belgium in the first game. Hopefully they can do better in their second game, which is against Iran. Ooh, tough one actually. Very tough one. Okay, next up, the favorites won. Again, nothing much I have to say about this group. We had Erling Haaland, brace in the first half, Wilfe with the assist, Østigard and Ødegaard combining for the third goal, Hussein scoring for Iraq. Expected result, I would say. Yeah, very expected. Mm. Who didn't start? Any big names not starting? Or anyone that I would start that didn't start? Maybe him. Schneiderup, the Benfica lad. He plays for Benfica, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he does. Yeah, I would probably start him. Yeah, of course, I forgot I can't see the stats. My bad. But yeah, but other than that, uh, I think Norway had a very good match. Haaland looked great. Alexander Sørloth looked decent. Nothing interesting. Oh, Iqbal didn't start. Okay. Uh, Ødegaard, Arsnes, Berge, Nusa. Yeah, that's fine. Completely fine. For deserving results, I think they will finish second. Yeah, they have France next, don't they? No, they have Senegal. Okay, that's the big one. See, realistically, when the groups were shown, I had Norway third and Senegal second because other than Holland, I think Senegal have a better team. Like even Ødegaard has not been good in the Premier League season. Like he's been okay, nothing spectacular. He hasn't shown his quality. I just thought Senegal would finish second, although Norway obviously had the easy game out of the way. I think Iraq will finish dead last. Uh, yeah, as I said, I had Senegal being second. They had the tough start against France, 3-1, I believe. Yeah, Kylian Mbappe becoming the French top goal scorer. I believe he surpassed Olivier Giroud. He's now won 58 goals for France, if I'm not mistaken, because Giroud had 57. But yeah, uh, PSG boys, all the PSG boys scoring in this game. Mbaye scored, Mbappe being the ex-PSG boy, uh, Rabiot being the ex-PSG player, assisting Bradley Barcola. This is my pick, by the way. This guy right here, Barcola. Bradley is my pick of the underrated player of the World Cup. I think he will be very, very good at the World Cup. Because people don't speak him in the same tone, don't speak of him in the same tone when they speak about French players. So when they speak about Olise, Desiré Doué, Ousmane Dembele, I'm not saying he's as good as them, but I don't think there should be a such a big gap as people make it to be between him and Doué. I think so because he is very good, very very good. I expected N'Golo Kante to start, if I'm completely honest. Same with Ibrahima Konate. I thought Konate would start ahead of Upamecano. Everything else is fine. Like, if I look at the team, maybe Ryan Cherky could start. But then again, who are you dropping to start Ryan Cherky? Are you dropping Olise? No. Are you dropping the Ballon d'Or winner, the UCL winner? No. He scored in the UCL final. Are you dropping Doué? No. Obviously, you're not gonna drop Mbappe. I think expected result, France will probably destroy everyone in this group. It will be very cool to see France against Norway. Obviously, their next game is against Iraq. I wouldn't be surprised if Germany won 7-1. I think they could do something similar, maybe 6-7, 6-7. Maybe they could do something similar, but yeah, I expect France to get 9 points out of this group. And see, I want to say Senegal will still finish second, but Norway were very, very convincing against Iraq. So I think I'm gonna change my prediction. I think Norway has swayed my opinion. So I will go France, Norway, and Senegal. They could still go through third place. And unfortunately, I think Iraq finish on 0 points. So yeah, we move on to the controversial game. I think every football fan, apart from Lionel Messi and Argentinian fans, uh, have a certain opinion about this game right here. Because this goal was scored, and then this guy did something very, very silly. And not only was he not sent off, Mr. Marciniak, it wasn't even looked at by the VAR team. And he proceeded to score two more goals, get his hat trick, and win the game. That shouldn't have happened. This should have been 1-0, a red card for Argentina, and then the game would have been much different. Are Argentina the favorites in this match? Absolutely. With that red card, not so much. I want to say he is very lucky, but after seeing Infantino reacting to Lionel Messi in that game, I want to say he is very protected in this World Cup. I would have said the same for the last World Cup, to be honest. All those penalties, he not even getting a card for that handball against Netherlands. I'm questioning this, and everyone is, apart from Messi fans who just don't care, which is fair enough, I guess. Sure, you wouldn't care. Same with Argentinians. This shouldn't have happened. Every football fan knows this. Even if you are an Argentinian fan, even if you are a Messi fan, deep down, you know this shouldn't have happened. You know, instead of this red 3, this should have been a red card. Argentina should be 1-0 up with a red card, and then we would see what would happen in this game. But yeah, very disappointed. Very disappointed. Uh, Algeria didn't deserve this. I believe the tackle was on Mandi, Aissa Mandi. This guy also is. In one game he's world class, the next 5 games he's playing Sunday League. But yeah, you could see Zidane's disappointment, like Zinedine Zidane's, when watching the game. This is the big talking point of the game. Shouldn't have happened. Genuinely shouldn't have happened. Like, you can even see his reaction after the tackle, and he knows he messed up. Like, genuinely, if you look at his reaction after the tackle, you can see it in his face that he knows he messed up. Sure, the referee missing it, okay, it happens. The VAR not even calling for it, not doing anything, not saying it's an obvious red card. Ah, I'm not gonna comment much about it. This wouldn't have been the result. We know it should be different. They could still win, even with 10 men, absolutely. This, no. Next up, Austria, Jordan. Expected. Al Arab. I have the 95 rated team of the season of him. I don't know. That has nothing to do with the game, but sure, I just wanted to say it. Austria looked very, very good. I wouldn't be surprised if they top the group. Well, if the same thing happens, then no chance. But still, Austria looked very good. They have Ralf Ragnick still, I think. Yes. Yeah, no, he's doing really well. Like, he put out exactly what I would put out, to be honest. Linehardt, Alaba, Mane. Obviously, you could make a case of Alaba not starting and starting someone like Danso instead because of his injuries, but still. El Capitan starting, Posch, Mene, Schlager, Sabitzer, Leimer, Kalajdzic. Well, if I look at the forwards of Austria, that's very lackluster. Because we have Kalajdzic and we have Kalajdzic, and that's it. He's good. I'm overrating him by saying good. He's okay. But still, like, this team, other than certain players, they don't quite have like huge quality, but they still perform well. So, yeah, congratulations to Austria. I think they have a good chance of topping the group. Their next game is against Argentina. Let's see what will happen. It's 22nd of June, so in 4 days. Yeah, let's see what will happen. I'm very interested to see that game after what happened in this one. This one, right here. Now, the next group, which I believe this was the last game of the World Cup, I think. Uh, Harry Kane, goal scoring form, continues it. Choose. Choose? Wow. I didn't think I would make that mistake. Wow. Choose. Okay. Jude Bellingham, making it 3-2, and Marcus Rashford killing the game off in the 85th minute. Croatia, a very good first half. Unfortunately, England had too much for them. Overall, it was a really good game. Uh, if I look at the starting lineup, I think this is what England should do moving forward, if I'm completely honest. I think this is what Thomas Tuchel will do. Yeah. Zlatko Dalic, eh? Thomas Tuchel. Yeah, I think he got it spot on. With the starting lineup, I don't think he got it spot on with the call-ups. Uh, yeah. Hmm. But no, this is maybe Rashford instead of Gordon because he was very disappointing. But overall, like, I'm completely fine with this starting lineup. So yeah, that's the one change I would make. Uh, Marcus Rashford ahead of Gordon, Anthony Gordon. England looked really good in this game. Croatia, though, I have to give them their flowers. They were very, very good. Unfortunately, after Modric came off, they kind of lost a bit of control in the midfield, which is to be expected. I mean, still, he's like what, 40? Is he 40? Yeah, he's about to be 41. He's 40 and he still has that much of I forgot the word. I forgot the word. But yeah, he plays a big, big role in this Croatian team. Uh, I would be a bit disappointed if I was Croatia, but then again, I think England are the better team, so 4-2, not a bad result. I still think they go through second place. I think Ghana finished third and Panama finished fourth. But yeah, very good game by England. It was closer than the scoreline suggests. I expected them to win this game. I thought it would be more of a 2-1, but 4-2, hey, that's fine. Ghana, Panama, well, I say exactly as I thought it would happen. I thought Ghana would score two at the bare minimum, and definitely not leave it for that late. But overall, the Ghanaians did it. They are currently sitting second. They have a good chance of making it through. Well, I want to say a good chance, but they have England and Croatia. So, yeah. But third place. There are many, many groups with worse third place teams than them. So I think they could possibly go through. Jordan Ayew, Semenyo. I expected more of it from him, I guess. Whatever. Yeah, he had a pretty decent season. Nothing spectacular, but pretty decent. But overall, good result. I mean, in the end of the day, the win is what matters. It doesn't matter whether you win 1-0, 2-0, 10-0, 3 points. It's 3 points, end of the day. And they got it over the line in the 95th minute. A bit late for my liking, but still. Next game against England, I think England lose. As for Panama, they showed good fight. A bit unfortunate to concede so late on. And I think that kind of kills off their chances of third place, because I don't think they're beating Croatia. I don't think they're getting any result from Croatia other than a loss. So yeah, I think Croatia win their next game, England win against Ghana, and that means they go through. And then I believe Croatia will also defeat Ghana, which would put them second place. And last but not least, we have Group K. I feel like Portugal always gets the last group in all their international tournaments. We have Uzbekistan against Colombia. I didn't even expect Uzbekistan to score. Munoz, Diaz, Campas. Diaz had a great game. If we look at the lineups, honestly, yeah, that's Luis Suarez, Luis Diaz, James Rodriguez still plays a big part in the Colombian team. If I look at their bench, like even their bench, I believe is a better team than the starting lineup of Uzbekistan, which is unfortunate. I think Colombia are one of the dark horses of the tournament. Usumi, Davison Sanchez, Munoz, Mojica, Jefferson Lerma, Puerta, Arias. Yeah, definitely deserved by Colombia. I don't have much to say about this because I expected this result. Realistically, when I look at this group, I expected Portugal first, Colombia to be second, and Congo and Uzbekistan to both be on 1 point. I don't expect the third place. Well, I didn't expect the third place from this group to go through, but with this result, it's very, very different. And you saw me ranting about Messi, you saw me ranting about Spain, about Infantino, Marciniak. I hope you can see the highlight. Because this guy is a disgrace for his country. This guy right here. And he is so lucky. Like, genuinely, he is so freaking lucky. Why won't it let me go to Group K? No, I want. Fine. I was at Group K already. That's how mad I am. But oh well. Yeah, that guy was so lucky that this guy is still playing for the national team. Same with him, by the way. This man right here. 118 passes or whatever. All sideways. These two, especially this loser right here, is so lucky that this guy is still playing for the national team, because he will get all the blame no matter what this idiot does. Yeah, this idiot right here. 21 assists! All he does is pass backwards when he plays for Portugal. When he plays for Portugal, it is worse than watching Sunday League. The Sunday League players play much better than Bruno Fernandes when he puts on that national jersey. He is so outrageously bad when he plays for Portugal. It's insane. He's supposed to be your creative midfielder. He broke the record. 21 assists, 9 goals, 30 goal contributions in 35 matches. Yet he plays like that. But I fully know, everyone fully knows that he will get the blame. because he's just the biggest name in the team. But this guy, him, I'm so pissed off. I was so pissed off the whole game with Bruno Fernandes. Like, him, him opened up so many spaces, these two, for this guy to pass backwards. Backwards! And him to pass sideways. I'm just, I'm so disappointed with these two. I don't like the way this guy set them up. Still, I mean, sure, didn't set them up the best way. But this quality, and this, and this, because you highlighted up too. And you can't do anything, you can't create anything. You have this man up front, you have this guy on the wing. He is very good, by the way, Pedro Neto. And I don't even have to say anything about this man right here. But you three can't create anything when you have these two. I really. What's the next game? Is it Colombia? No, it's Uzbekistan. Okay, Portugal should destroy Uzbekistan, and I hope this guy gets dropped, and I hope Rafa Leao starts on the. This would be the right side. Yeah, I hope Leao starts on the right side, and I genuinely hope Bruno Fernandes gets dropped. I wouldn't even mind Sao starting. Like, what the fuck do you do, Bruno Fernandes? Disappointment. Full on this. You know, I said Ronaldo would get the blame, but I was looking through social media, and we know ESPN. They will always blame the big players, like the one big player of their nation, no matter what. They always blamed Ronaldo. Are his goals hurting Juventus? Are his goals hurting United? Are his goals hurting Portugal? Even they blamed Bruno Fernandes. That's how bad he was. But yeah, I think I I don't know if Fernandes and Bernardo Silva and Vitinha play the same way. They were playing against Congo, man. DR Congo. If they play the same way, Portugal might not even make it out of the group. But next up is Uzbekistan, so I'd expect them to do something. I don't think DR Congo will do much against Colombia. I wouldn't be surprised if they manage to get a draw, but I don't think they do much. I had Portugal Colombia, as I said, first and second. With that result and with the way that they played, I'm genuinely not. I think Portugal will finish second. I don't think they can beat Colombia. No, not with Bruno Vitinha and Bernardo playing that way. No, no chance. No chance. If they keep playing like that, I'm telling you, they might not even make it out of the group stage. But I would like to think that they will. I think they can beat Uzbekistan. The same way I thought they could beat Congo, but hey. Ah. Yeah, I think they will get second. I don't think they can finish first. Unless somehow those three players do something, anything other than passing backwards and sideways. I think the best that Portugal can do is second place. Very disappointing because they have such good quality. For years, they've only had Cristiano. They had Danilo Pereira and William Carvalho right here. Now they have João Neves, Vitinha, Bruno Fernandes, Bernardo Silva. This man won the Euros with Carvalho and Pereira. This is more than an upgrade. But no, it's very disappointing. I'm very mad at this guy. I was so happy he broke the record because think he was very good in the Premier League. Like, very, very good. But no, I'm very disappointed with him. It is what it is. Yeah, this was my World Cup analysis of the first game week. I think the best player. Ooh, that's a tough one. The best player, I'm gonna give it to. Mm, I'm gonna give it to Harry Kane. I think his 2 goals. Actually, no. Sorry, Kane. Vozinha. Vozinha was the best player in the game week 1. The controversial moment was Messi's red card. The worst player of game week 1 was Bruno Fernandes. The disappointing result of game week 1, tough, because we have Portugal, we have where is Spain? We have Spain, Turkey. I think I'm gonna go with Turkey for the disappointing result. Even Brazil, but like when I look at the other three, like Brazil is the least disappointing, if it makes sense, because of the opponents that these guys faced. I mean, don't get me wrong, I know Australia are good. Turkey is just miles better. Cape Verde, Cape Verde and Congo are like the worst ones here out of the Morocco, Australia. So yeah, I think disappointing result. Mm, I'm gonna go for Turkey, just because Turkey actually, yeah, Turkey lost simply because the other ones got a point, but Turkey lost. The best result, funnily enough, I'm gonna say Australia, but I'm just gonna give it to Cape Verde because I love Vozinha. You know what? After that performance, Vozinha, Cape Verde, best result. Uh, Underrated performance, I'm gonna give it to Brown for Germany. I think he was really good. Went under the radar. But yeah, and the best match was. Ooh, the best match. Hmm. I mean, goals wise, it's this. And where was it? The 5-1 this. I'm gonna say, you know what? I really enjoyed this game, England Croatia. So I'm gonna give it to England and Croatia because I guess it's the best match, not the winner. Uh, I'm gonna choose an upset for every group for the next game. How about that? So let's see. Group A. Next game is Czechia, South Africa. I'm gonna say I think it would be an upset if Czechia don't win, so I'm gonna put this down as a draw. And I think Mexico beats South Korea. This will be a draw. Next up, I'm also gonna put this one as a draw. I think Switzerland and Bosnia draw. I think Canada defeat. Actually, you know, my upset this group will be that every match will end in a draw because we have clear favorites. So, or you know what, that would be boring because I had a draw here. I don't want to do a draw again. I'm gonna say that Qatar defeat Canada. That's gonna be my upset. Here, my upset is Australia defeating USA. Not that big of an upset. I just can't see Turkey being that bad against Paraguay. Genuinely, I know that they lost to Australia, but Paraguay, I can't see it. So I'm gonna put Australia beating the USA. Uh, then we have Scotland, Morocco. Ooh, see, mm, I'm gonna say a draw, Scotland and Morocco, because I believe Morocco are a much better team than Scotland. So I'm gonna put this as a draw. Yeah. Netherlands, Sweden, Tunisia, Japan. What would what would even be the? I don't think Tunisia have a chance against Japan, so I'm just gonna give the victory against Japan. I guess the sure we can give it to Sweden. Sweden beating the Netherlands. That's an upset because Netherlands are better. So yeah. Ooh, the upset here would be Ivory Coast drawing against Germany. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And Ecuador win. This is my upset. Saudi Arabia drawing against Spain. Or even potentially winning. That's gonna be my upset. Here I'm gonna say Iran beating Belgium. That's gonna be my upset, and I think this ends in a draw. Upset here. I don't think there will be an upset here. So realistically, all I can go for is Austria defeating Argentina. I don't even think a draw would be an upset. So realistically, the only way I can make it an upset is Austria beating Argentina. Then we have sure Senegal. I don't know because I had Senegal finishing above Norway. So realistically, the upset would be Norway winning, which I'm gonna keep it as that. France obviously will win. Uh, I really want to say this. I really, really, really want to see Uzbekistan get a result against Portugal, but just for the sake of already having Portugal in an upset game in the first game, I'm gonna say that Congo either win or draw against Colombia. I'm gonna put it as a draw. Yeah, I don't think they can beat Colombia. A draw would be an upset. Ooh, you know what? To make this group interesting, I'm gonna say Ghana defeat England. And I think Croatia, England, and Ghana finish on 6 points. That sounds very, very fun. Now, there is a game today, I believe, and that's in less than 3 hours. So we have Czechia, South Africa. I think this was my upset here. I think South Africa will draw against Czechia because I think Czechia are just better. So yeah, that's my upset here, and then we have Switzerland against Bosnia. I wouldn't be surprised if this ends in a draw. Genuinely, like I can see this. This is probably one of the only games where it has a big, no, not a big nation, but like the top contender of the group. So with Bosnia, I can see this ending all three ways. So I can see Bosnia winning, I can see it ending as a draw, and obviously I can see Switzerland winning, but I wouldn't be surprised if either of those three happen. Like genuinely, because some people would be like, oh, but if Bosnia win, that's a big surprise. The way that Bosnia have played, I don't think that's a surprise. So yeah, this is a tough game to predict. And obviously I had Qatar doing the upset. Yeah, let's see if I am right. And just for the sake of it, I'm gonna go Czechia 1, South Africa 1, and I'm gonna go Switzerland. Ooh, I'm gonna go Switzerland 1 and Bosnia 2. Yeah. And since we have these two here, I'm gonna go Canada 1, Qatar 2, Mexico 2, South Korea 1. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next week when game week 2 is over, and we will see how well I've done with my predictions, and will I have to rant about any other country. Have a good one, enjoy the World Cup, cheer on for your favorites, do your hate watches, and yeah, hopefully whoever deserves to win wins.